All right, if I can have everyone's attention. Today is September the 19th, 2023 at 4 p.m. Call the Peru Public Works meeting in the City Council Chambers, Peru, Indiana to order. Reading and approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes and suspend the rules.
Second.
Motion made to accept reading of the minutes and administer them as written by Matthew, seconded by Ron. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Payment of claims in the amount of $439,537.18.
I'll make a motion we approve the claims as presented.
Second.
Motion by Ron, seconded by Matthew. Payment of claims in the amount of $439,537.18 be made. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Regular payroll on 9/8 in the amount of $204,099.20.
I'll make a motion to approve the 9/8 payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Matthew, seconded by Ron. The payroll in the amount on 9/8/23 in the amount of $204,099.20 be met. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving right along, payroll for 9/22/23 in the amount of $203,508.66.
I'll make a motion we approve the September 22nd payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew. Payroll for 9/22 in the amount of $203,508.66 be met. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Old business, seeing none, moving on to new business. Request by St. Vincent de Paul to use the river walk from the Lion Statutes west of Miami Fort with the pavilion on October the 7th from 7 a.m. until 4 p.m. Is there anyone here from St. Vincent?
I just had a question on it. Do we know what they're doing?
The only thing I have is the letter that wishing to use the river walk from the Lion Statute westwards to Miami Sport and the corresponding pavilions in that area on October 7th from about 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. It doesn't say
Nope.
what kind of fundraiser or anything they were doing.
They're probably safe.
Yeah.
Knowing their background, they're probably safe.
So,
What's that gonna make me?
You're here to stick up for yourself.
I'll make a motion we approve the request.
Second.
motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew. Approve the request from St. Vincent of Peru as written. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, moving right along. Next request from Peru Hometown Creations to close a half block of North Wayne Street between Main and 5th Street to host a fall block party September 30th and October the 1st. Have you done this in the past?
No, sir, I have not.
Okay. Step up and tell us what your intentions are.
So we are a small local business. We just opened. October will be 6 months. We really are striving to do a lot of support of local vendors, crafters, farmers. So the fall party is just a celebration that we will then open for 6 months. There's no charge, so We're offering spaces to vendors that maybe have not had spaces before and can set up to sell their handmade products. All of our activities are free to the children, so focusing mostly from the ages of 10 and down. We've rented bouncy houses. We have lots of fall holiday games and trick-or-treating from the vendors. So hopefully it's just a fun day and shouldn't cost families too much unless they, purchase things from the vendors.
What time are we looking at, from what time to?
I would like to close the road about 8 o'clock to give the time for the vendors to get set up so we can open by 9. I would like to keep the road shut off through the evening so that they don't have to completely tear down for the next day. And I did want to do it for 2 days, just so that all the families in the area have plenty of time to attend if they choose to.
So it'd be Saturday and Sunday
Yes.
from 8 a.m. to, well, Saturday, you want it blocked off all Saturday night?
Yes, but we won't block off the alley. So there will still be alley access, so we
Okay,
won't go
just
past
to
that.
the alley, correct?
Just to the alley, right in front of the alley, so that people could still get to their homes and into their garages and things in that area.
Okay,
So just the half of the block, not the full, just to the alley, from Main Street to the alley.
so this is a fall party then,
It is a fall block party, yeah.
fall festival, or?
Yeah, so we have a
First
lot of
annual
little
block
Halloween
party.
games and things like that for the kids to play, just free activities for them.
So the food and drink is not fun, but face painting and everything else is?
Yes, yes, hopefully. Yeah, we did get a vendor signed up to do the food. They have nuggets and fries and things like that for kids, as well as adult food, and then a lemon shake-up
Okay, so the
stand.
latest would be 6 p.m. on Sunday then?
Yes, we should have it all cleaned up and back open by 6 p.m.
Okay. So it'd be Saturday from 8 a.m. till Sunday at 6 p.m.?
Yes.
Any questions?
Is that going to be, police chief, is that going to be an issue with any kind of security if they have booths and stuff set up or anything overnight?
It did not, it's hard to say.
So we could just do maybe a little extra patrol or something like that?
They just watched the area like any other time.
Okay.
And I have let the vendors know that, they would be responsible for that, and I wouldn't leave anything of value. But it would keep them from tearing their tents and their tables down so much, and us from dragging the bouncy houses from the road, and, because they're quite large.
Then what about a pathway for the fire trucks and stuff? Do we need to coordinate with that?
It's also being 12 foot down the center, or to one side or the other, like the other events. Yeah, we just need to get a path, if we have something in there, we can get a truck in there.
In other words, you can't block everything. You have to leave a path for a fire truck
Okay.
on one side or the other, correct,
Okay.
I mean,
Chief?
you can have the barricades there, you guys would
Right.
be able to move the barricades
But-
to go through.
Absolutely.
Just not have like vehicles or something lined up there
Tents
to
or
where they
things
couldn't
like
get
that.
in?
Yeah,
Okay,
completely blocked off.
okay,
Since this is
Tents and vendors and everything,
okay,
either leave a path on one side or the other,
Or in the
Sure.
middle.
or in the middle. If,
Like the circus festival, we have a path down the middle, it's just picking tables, but we can move them real quick. We have a
Okay.
truck, so-
So since this is their first event, would it be possible maybe Saturday morning, somebody from the fire department to just stop down and make sure that they're doing things the way you want them?
And we always do, we try and make a visit, just always just look, we may not stop, we always look and see, make sure we get
okay,
it.
great. Yeah, because I absolutely want to be safe about it. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of little kids running around there, so.
okay. Is there any problem you see from traffic department?
Well, it'll be the big barricades like we use uptown, because it's gonna be an overnight thing, so they'll have lights on.
Normally what you do is drop barricades off and it'll be up to them to block
Yeah, slide
this.
them out, once they-
And then same way Sunday night, you can put them back on the tree lawn
Okay,
at the end of it when we open it,
okay, that's not a problem.
provided you're approved.
Okay,
I don't have any other questions.
Any other question? Have a motion?
I'll make,
Go ahead.
I'll
Thank
make a
you.
motion to approve the request from Peru's Hometown Creations.
Second.
Motion made by Matthew, seconded by Ron to approve the request as written for September 30th and October the 1st from 8 a.m. on Saturday till 6 p.m. on Sunday. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Moving right along. Request from Christy Briney to block off first block of West Canal Street down to Miami Street on October 8th from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. to host a fundraiser for Steve Anderson. Letter states, I'd like to block off West Canal Street from the alley just west of the depot driveway to Miami Street. We'll need temporary power for food trucks and bands. I will be requesting to borrow a few picnic tables from the Parks Department. We have spoken to Ole Olson's and Vickery Tape, and they are good with our plans for 10/8/23 from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. We'll need street blocked off at 10 a.m. to begin setup. Christie, come on up. One of the questions I have, and would it be better if we block off Canal Street at Broadway instead of going down a quarter of a block and then,
Well, the only reason we didn't want to do that is because there's a play that day at 2 at the depot. So we thought if we just go up to the, sort of the alley beside the aid,
there, yeah.
that way people can still, you know, if someone needs to be dropped off at the door at the depot, they can still get in there, and they can also park at the bank. Because our plan was to let people park to the west of the aid. But I'm gonna try to have it blocked to where people have to give a donation to get in where the bands are and the food trucks, and, I mean,
And this is
that's how we're gonna make our money, so.
Fundraiser for Steve Anderson,
It
correct?
is, yes.
What about the power? I mean, have we?
Steve talked to Mike, I think,
Okay,
today.
for utilities, because that'd be on them.
Because there's already a box on that pole, that's why we kind of chose where we were gonna block off.
Okay.
Steve was thinking we would put the bands, because I have 3 bands lined up, but they'll all play under the same tent. He thought we should block Canal Street off with the bands, but that would have the bands facing west. And I was married to a musician for several years, and he would not like the sun in his eyes. So, because the sun's gonna be shining that day, I know it is. So I'm almost thinking we should put the bands in front of the aid on the sidewalk, possibly.
Or even in their parking lot if they'd let you.
Yeah, it's kind of a crappy parking lot, though. I mean, it's,
It's all new gravel, but it's not level.
yeah, it's not very level.
So-
But, because Steve was thinking the food trucks kind of in the alley there and out onto the street, and then the tent for the bands.
In the street itself.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Or on the sidewalk.
And Vickery's.
Somebody else mentioned that, but
Facing
the
the
power
aid.
source would be too far away.
But
Because the power source is on the pole right there between the depot and the A, sort of. So, yeah.
Todd, I mean, I agree with the mayor. I think you don't want, I get what you're saying, but we don't want people turning and then realize it's blocked. So could we do some, like, road closed ahead or road closed or something out here that would allow their people to still go by it, not really blocking it?
So we shut off this left turn lane that's headed north on Main. They won't give us any.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think Steve said a lot of people are used to parking in that bank parking lot for the plays.
Right.
So he, you know, he didn't really think it would be a big deal, but,
But if we had something up here,
Yeah, well,
just saying road closed or something, and then do the blockade where they're wanting it.
Yeah, put cones down or no left turn.
yeah, and we put a no left turn sign up in that turn lane.
We just had an incident, that's what Tom and I was just talking about. So last week when they closed Second Street from Broadway just to Ace Hardware, my guys had a call on Second Street, and they turned, and then didn't know the road was blocked. They got down there, so they had to turn around Ace, go back down Canal, go back and hit Second, because there was nothing saying the road was closed. And then same thing on Broadway, they went to turn left, then realized, oh, the road's closed, and then there was almost a wreck there, because then they had to go out the turn lane into the straight lane. So I think that's just some issue we need to look at a little bit.
Well, that's what I'm thinking, if we did road closed and then actually have it blocked, because anybody that's thinking they're getting through, they know it's closed.
But
So
you
then
would
your people
still
would
have
still
to
be able to
leave
turn
a
right
path
to do,
too,
Okay.
like,
yeah, they'll still have
did.
to have a path to get through the middle.
Right.
Or wherever.
Well, see, that's another problem with Steve's plan, because he was wanting to block, like, he was
Whole way
talking
across.
about blocking the whole, yeah.
you
And-
can't do that.
And my brother was a fireman for 26 years, so yeah, that's not good.
And then are you going to need the picnic tables delivered, or is that something that you're going to be picking up? I mean, if we can get
Lord.
that into
I
agreement.
have a Ford Fusion, so.
How did we
I
do
haven't
it?
ordered.
They take
Yeah.
them on a big trailer.
Okay.
take 'em
I mean,
down.
I
How many
think-
picnic tables are you needing?
I'm thinking, what, like,
They said about 6 to 8 people each.
do they? Okay,
Around.
then I'm thinking like maybe 4, because I'm, like, not everybody's going to sit at the same time, right? And, I have on the flyer and the event on Facebook for people to bring their lawn chairs, so.
Where would you want?
I just thought that'd be nice for older people or people with little kids to have somewhere to actually sit with a hard surface to eat.
Where would the 8th is a Sunday? Where would you want them dropped off? Because they would do it probably Friday night. Would be the question.
I would say the Friday night.
Yeah, because they gotta be able to
I would say in the gravel side parking lot of the aid,
east
up close to the building.
east side.
Not just for one day, right?
Yeah, it's just from 11 to 7 on that Sunday.
And actually need it from probably 10 to 8 then,
Mm-hmm.
because give
Yeah.
you an hour.
That'll give an hour, yeah, for set up and tear down. And if it rains, we're gonna do, obviously, the bands inside, so.
Inside the aid, or,
Mhm. But that's only if it rains.
okay.
Didn't we do trash cans for somebody like this when we gave them the tables?
We did that. Well, we don't actually have trash cans to give. I had to call Sandy because the street department doesn't have. Circus, they rent Republic Services trash cans and we dump them for them instead of the Republic picking them up. And
So the street department had some that they could put out there, is that what it was?
no, they don't have any. They have like 2 or 3, but it's not
Okay.
big trash.
I remember somebody was asking for them.
That was the Oktoberfest.
I can probably work that out between now and then
Okay.
with the aid or even with boxes. Get good-sized boxes to put trash bags in and.
Or you might be able to pick up some disposable box trash cans somewhere too. You
Mhm.
could use them in the future if you have more.
Oh, Lord, this one's about to do me in. Trying to manage 3 bands for, yeah.
Right.
I moved my date 3 times, just trying to get 3 bands.
Any concerns from the police chief? I still have a concern on not shutting Canal Street down at Broadway. If they want to go into the bank parking lot, they can go in the alley.
Right, they go in, well, don't they go in off of Broadway anyway, behind the bank?
Yeah.
Or
They can use.
I-
So, yeah, I
think
mean, if
it'd be
that, if
safer.
you think that's safer, that's,
It'd be safer
fine
for
with that.
everybody if we close Canal Street at Broadway completely
okay,
and just leave a path for the fire trucks. And
okay.
that way it'd give you, if you want to put your food trucks up that way, you could on the, I don't know how you do for power where it's at or anything, but on the south side of Canal Street, you could have your food trucks in that first half block there.
What about, you say Ole Olson's having a show?
Yeah,
now.
from 2 to 4, there's a play.
What are we
so.
doing to them? If we shut it off,
If we shut it off, they're gonna have to park in the parking lot.
Pardon?
We got the parking lot across the street. That's all.
Yeah,
and I mean, I suppose if it's people that aren't going to be for Ole, they could just move the barricade, go up there and park and put it back. I mean, I just, you know what I mean, I don't know.
I'd rather see it closed off
Like for
with the
the task.
barricades and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Because that way it's less chance somebody milling around and being hit by a car.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can let them know that we have the public parking lot right there next to Club 14. That parking lot on their east side is Peru public parking. They want to walk a block or less.
well, even down there, if they go on beyond the bank parking lot, there's a gravelled area down there that if you haven't got it all full, they could park in there too.
Well, we'll try not to. We'll try to use the parking lot on the east side of, or the west side of the aid. I get confused
Right.
on my directions. On the
Right.
west side of the aid, yeah.
So those picnic tables, when you
And
said,
I'm sorry, have you talked to the Parks Department about picnic tables?
I did not. Steve had tried to get a hold of somebody for me, but he said they'd be here today. So,
Okay.
somebody here today from the Parks Department?
Nope.
No?
no.
Do you know who I would call?
I can call Cliff tomorrow.
We can get that taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just need to know, you said the east side of the aid. Do you mean the west side then?
I meant the west side,
Okay,
yeah,
so that's why I
over,
want to make sure when I tell Cliff.
yeah, like
then
it's
you're-
where you would go into the kitchen of the aid, which is the west side.
Put them somewhere, they'll find them.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Yes, because I'm hoping to have lots of strong arms there that morning to help me out, because,
Good luck.
yeah.
All right, any other questions? Need a motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve the request to block Canal Street from Broadway, 10 a.m. to
8 a.m.
Or 8 a.m., I'm sorry, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on October 8th.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew. Block East Canal Street off on October 8th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. There you go.
Hope you guys will come.
Well, good luck on that too.
Two food trucks, and you should come.
Communications, do you have anything, Ron?
Jump in there.
Matthew?
Other than the trunk or treat in the park on October 21st. If any local business business, church, or organization wants to sign up, get in contact with me or Rebecca upstairs. And hopefully it'll be a fantastic event.
What time is that trunk or treat?
I believe it's 5:30 to 8.
I was gonna say it starts the first,
First hour is a sensory hour
okay.
for anybody who needs that.
Okay. Any comments? Pete,
Any what?
comments?
Yeah, I wanted to make the city and the street department aware of something, if I could, please. On the corner of Washington and Ruth, and there's a lot of heavy traffic, I mean, that's not the problem. With the soccer field there, right on the corner, there is a big hole. You can't see it as you're walking around. There's kids walking up and down. Not everybody goes on the sidewalk. I'd like to see that filled up with dirt, at least. There was a rotted tree there, and the hole is about like this, and maybe 2 or 3 feet, and you can't see it when you're getting out of your car. If somebody steps in on that, it could be bad news.
Is it in a tree lawn?
It's
or-
on the south side of Ruth and Washington, that easement right there.
I know where that is.
Yeah, you know.
I know
Yeah.
it's, yeah, I fell in that when I was.
Who owns the property?
Yeah, so, good, so,
Look it up tomorrow.
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll do some checking, see who owns the property and go from there.
right, okay, sounds good, thank
It's
you.
owned
Okay.
by that's Egg Parks, it's owned by the YMCA.
That little section there, I know there was it was a lot, they tore the house down a couple of years ago.
It's different, so it's not
Anymore.
all
But
fenced.
Todd,
Used to be.
All right, anything else? Make motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Ron, seconded by Matthew to adjourn. Seeing no further business, all those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Supposed to be on 6.
Opposed? Ayes have it.